Hello everyone, and welcome back to the History of the Ancient World channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most incredible engineering marvels of antiquity, the Roman aqueducts. When you think of ancient Rome, what comes to mind? Gladiators, legions, emperors? Well, what about running water? It might not sound as exciting, but the system that brought fresh water to Roman cities was a revolutionary achievement that transformed daily life and demonstrated the sheer power and ingenuity of the Roman Empire. So, how did they do it? How did they transport millions of gallons of water across vast distances, over valleys, and through mountains, using nothing but gravity? Let's find out. Our story begins with the city of Rome itself. As the city grew, so did its thirst. The local Tiber River was becoming increasingly polluted, and the wells just couldn't keep up with the demand of a booming population. The Romans needed a new, clean, and reliable source of water. The solution was brilliant and audacious. They would bring water from distant springs and rivers, channeling it directly into the heart of the city. The first aqueduct, the Aqua Appia, was built in 312 BC. It was a modest start, mostly underground, running for about 16 kilometers. But it was just the beginning. Over the next 500 years, the Romans would construct 11 major aqueducts for the city of Rome alone, and hundreds more across their sprawling empire, from Spain to North Africa and the Middle East. So, what exactly is an aqueduct? The word itself comes from Latin, aqua, meaning water, and ducer, meaning to lead. Simply put, it's a channel for leading water. While we often picture those iconic towering stone arches, the truth is that most of the Roman aqueducts were actually underground. About 80% of their length consisted of subterranean tunnels and pipes. This was a practical choice. Underground channels were protected from contamination, evaporation, and enemy attacks. They were also cheaper and faster to build than massive bridges. The famous arches were reserved for crossing valleys and lowlands, where the channel needed to be kept at a specific height to maintain its gradual slope. And that slope was the secret to the entire system. The whole operation was powered by one simple, unwavering force: gravity. Roman engineers were masters of surveying. They used tools like the chorobates, a long level, and the groma for laying out right angles, to meticulously plan the aqueduct's path. The goal was to create a very gentle, consistent downward gradient. Too steep, and the water would flow too fast, eroding the channel. Too shallow, and the water would stagnate. The average gradient was incredibly slight, sometimes dropping only a few centimeters for every 100 meters of length. This required astonishing precision over distances that could stretch for over 90 kilometers. The construction process was a monumental undertaking. It involved thousands of workers, from skilled masons and engineers to legions of laborers, often including soldiers and slaves. They quarried massive stone blocks, dug tunnels through solid rock, and mixed a special waterproof mortar called opus signinum, a blend of lime, sand, and crushed pottery to line the water channels and prevent leaks. To maintain the system, they built access shafts along the underground sections, allowing maintenance crews, known as aquari, to descend and clear out sediment or make repairs. They even installed settling tanks along the route to allow impurities like sand and debris to sink to the bottom before the water continued on its journey. When the water finally reached the city, it didn't just pour out into the streets. It was collected in a large distribution tank called a castellum aquae. From here, a complex network of lead and clay pipes, known as fistulae, channeled the water to different parts of the city. The distribution was hierarchical. Public fountains, which were free for everyone, received a continuous supply. This was the top priority, ensuring that even the poorest citizens had access to fresh water. The next priority was the public baths, or thermae, which were central hubs of Roman social life. Finally, any surplus water was sold to wealthy individuals who could afford to have a private connection piped directly into their homes. This system not only provided for public health, but also generated revenue for the state. The impact of the aqueducts on Roman life was profound. For the first time in history, a major city had a constant supply of clean, running water. This dramatically improved public sanitation and health. The abundance of water supplied the grand public baths, where people could bathe, exercise, and socialize. It flushed the public latrines, powered decorative fountains that beautified the city, and even supported certain industries. The flow of water was a constant, visible symbol of Rome's power and its commitment to the well-being of its citizens. It was a statement that Rome could tame nature and bend it to its will for the benefit of its people. This wasn't just infrastructure, it was propaganda carved in stone. Some of the most impressive examples of Roman aqueduct engineering can still be seen today. The Pont du Gard in southern France is perhaps the most famous. It's a breathtaking three-tiered bridge that soars 49 meters high over the Garden River. It was part of a 50-kilometer aqueduct that supplied the city of Nimes. In Spain, the Aqueduct of Segovia stands as a testament to Roman ambition. Its double-decker arches, constructed with unmortared granite blocks, march right through the center of the modern city, a powerful reminder of its ancient past. These structures have survived for 2,000 years, enduring wars, earthquakes, and the passage of time, a silent tribute to the genius of their builders. With the decline of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century AD, many of the aqueducts fell into disrepair. The sophisticated knowledge of hydraulics and large-scale engineering was lost for a time. Cities reverted to using local water sources, and the grand systems that had once supplied millions were left to crumble. It wasn't until many centuries later, during the Renaissance, that engineers began to rediscover and relearn the techniques of the ancient Romans. In many ways, the story of the aqueducts is the story of civilization itself, a tale of incredible achievement, followed by a period of decline, and then a slow, deliberate process of rediscovery. The legacy of the Roman aqueducts is all around us. They set the standard for urban water management for centuries. The fundamental principle of using gravity to transport water is still used in many modern water systems today. But more than that, they represent a mindset. They show us what's possible when a society invests in large-scale public works and prioritizes the health and well-being of its people. They are a powerful symbol of ingenuity, perseverance, and the idea that through clever engineering, we can overcome immense challenges to improve human life. So the next time you turn on a tap, take a moment to think about the ancient Romans and the incredible journey that water has taken to reach our cities, a journey that began on the slopes of distant hills 2,000 years ago. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the past. What part of Roman engineering fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the History of the Ancient World channel for more stories like this. We'll see you in the next one.